How's it going, everyone? In this video, I'm going to go ahead and share with you all the hidden features and some cool tips and tricks you could do on the Tesla mobile app, as there's quite a few, and every time when I show my friends, they're always surprised I could do that. So of course, I'll be sure to include timestamps of everything in the video description down below for your convenience. Let's get started. So for this video demonstration, I am using my iPhone 16 Pro, but so long as you have the latest version of the Tesla app installed on your mobile device, it'll be very similar. So let's go ahead and launch the Tesla mobile app. And the first thing I'd like to show you is the hidden fifth control section. You see this tab right here on the very bottom where you could like toggle your AC, your headlights, and etc. By simply long holding, this will give you access to these additional ones you could choose from. Everything from like locking your car, quick access to your trunk, honk or flash the headlights. Everything here is pretty much self-explanatory. But if you look closely, I have 5 icons, which traditionally you'll be stuck with 4. Now, I'm not sure if this is a bug or an Easter egg, but if you click on one of these icons and move it ever so slightly just right, it may take a couple of trial and errors, but eventually you could get a 5th icon added on your control icons. Not sure why Tesla makes it so difficult to do this, but that's how you could simply add 5. Now, one of the most cool or interesting ones, in my opinion, is the remote start. Having this enabled on your control tab, if you click on it, it'll activate a 2-minute timer, which will allow anybody who's nearby your car, so long as you unlock the car for them, to be able to drive your vehicle within the 2-minute duration. Don't worry, once they're driving past the 2-minute mark, it's not going to shut off the vehicle. They'll be able to continue to safely drive it until they reach their destination, and then they get out of the car. An example would be, true story, one of my friends flew from California to Texas, and he took both Tesla keys on his person, and because of that, my friend who had to drive his car back wasn't able to drive the vehicle. But thanks to that remote start ability, he was able to get in his car and drive it back home. So that's how that works. Now on top here is where you can find your battery percentage of your Tesla, from the exact mileage to the current percentage. You can do the exact same thing on the vehicle itself as well. You could tap right here, just toggle between the percentage as well as the range remaining. But on the top where it says Baymax, if you long hold, you will have the ability to customize the vehicle name to your own personal preference. Now the beauty about Tesla is, since it's all digital, you can literally text somebody temporary access to your car. And to do this, you simply have to scroll all the way to the very bottom where it says manage driver. Click on here. You have the ability to add driver right here. And you create an invitation. And from here, you could just enter their contact information. They'll get a link via text message to download the Tesla app with a unique number that will allow them to actually install and be connected to your car. So if you like to share access to your spouse, friend, family member, temporary, you can always do that. And if you like to add some limitation like vehicle location so they can stalk you if you're driving, you can always enable restrict location visibility. By enabling this, other drivers that you're sharing this car with, only you, the owner, will be able to track the vehicle location. They won't be able to track the car unless you have this enabled. Now, if you're curious to know what specs your vehicle is equipped with, if you scroll all the way to the very bottom here where it says specs and warranty, click on here. This will give you the quick rundown of all the specs that your current vehicle has, including like any upgrades like acceleration boost that we have here. But in the warranty tab, if you ever need to see if your vehicle has bumper-to-bumper warranty or if it's going to expire soon, stuff like that, this will be the page where it will actually show you. So we have 120,000 miles total of battery warranty, which is quite amazing. Now, right now, we currently are in the Tesla vehicle, and of course, I'm in the driver's seat, so I have quick access to control like the climate from here as well. But if you're watching something and you happen to be in the back with camp mode enabled as an example, you can always just go in here and go in climate and control all your climate settings right here without having to actually click on the main display or to set a little small display in the back there. That's a nice ability. You can also control media from here as well. You can hit play, pause, lower the audio, increase the audio, all from right here. But something that I would like to also quickly cover, if you have theater mode enabled, you know this will only be enabled if the vehicle is in park. If you click on a video as an example, so let's check out Doug DeMuro's latest video. Let's say, for example, you don't have your phone on you, you're in the passenger seat, and you're trying to adjust the climate control without exiting this whole entire page. A cool little trick is by bringing this little tab down, you could adjust the temperature from here, including the vents, as well as the speed and everything else. And then once you release, tap out of that, it'll resume the video and the video continues to play in the background. Now, if you're in the driver's seat, you can always just press your foot on the brake. It'll minimize the screen. You can adjust all your vehicle settings right here, including climate, so long as you don't go into drive. And then once you're done adjusting everything, just tap on here and everything will be set back to normal. So that's how you could adjust events while having theater mode enabled without having to actually like do this and then go ahead and relaunch YouTube and then starts you all over square one. Now, if you have directions on your phone and you like to send it to your car without having to manually like go into maps and enter the address, let's say I want to buy some new Nike Air Force Ones, I could tap on the direction tab right here on Google. So long as you have an internet connection, you could always just do this. Tap the up share icon on your phone and select the Tesla mobile app. And then if you notice, we just send that address to the Tesla. So now as soon as you get into your car, that address is automatically inputted. And once you get in, you can literally just start navigating like so. Super useful, especially if you have full self-driving. So that's how you can quickly send directions to your Tesla without having to manually type it in. You can just hop in your car and it's already ready. But now let's say we gotta go somewhere far. So in my case, I'm gonna enter Los Angeles. So right now, this is what it's showing us was our current battery charge. But let's say we wanted to be at 100% when we arrive or somewhere high, so like 80%. Hit save. It will calculate all the times that you need to stay at each charger to make it at Los Angeles with 80% charge, as you see right here. But then if we look at our Tesla app, if you go into location, and we enter the address here, or let's say, for example, we want to go to Las Vegas. If you look closely, you could actually set a departure energy. So if you like to make sure that the car will leave at 100%, you can set that percentage if you like to preview the route. So if we leave at 100%, this is how the route would look like and how many stops we have to make it to Las Vegas. So it's pretty cool that you can change the departure settings right here. Another thing that's super useful is schedules. On schedules, you have the ability to precondition the AC, the climate preferences in your vehicle. So if you have a 9-to-5 job as an example, and you consistently leave like around 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock, just an example, tap plus on precondition. You could create a custom schedule, so Monday through Friday as an example. And then we want the vehicle to precondition by 4 p.m. And you can enable to repeat weekly. Now we just simply create. Now every time at 4 o'clock, the interior will always precondition. This way you're not inside in a very hot car. But if you look on the very bottom, you can also schedule a charging time, which is self-explanatory, very similar to like what I showed you with the precondition. Recommended to charge off peak hours if you charge at home. But you can also allow the vehicle to start a light show in case you're trying to do like a surprise party. If you like your car to like dance with the stores and stuff like that. That's a cool little trick you could do right there. And you can select between the different songs that it has to offer. Now when it comes down to the security as well as the parental control side of things, if you loan this vehicle to other like young drivers as an example, I highly recommend going into the security and drive tab. In here is where you have the ability to enable Sentry mode, which allows you to basically, if we tap view live cameras, will give direct feedback and will also illuminate the headlights, letting people know that the vehicle is in Sentry mode right now. You can view all unique 4 angles of this vehicle. You could even select the pillars too if you like. So here I am somewhere over here. It's kind of laggy, but it's pretty on point. Or there I am onto just a second delay type of thing around the environment. But the beauty about this is on the very bottom, you'll see we have the ability to honk the horn. That's pretty loud. Flash the headlights, fart, and you even have a microphone, which when enabled, you sound like Lord Megatron. So kind of funny stuff right there. But when you see that red dot on the top right, that means Sentry mode is enabled. It's recording while you're viewing this. Make sure you have that enabled. Crucial benefit of owning a Tesla, but the live streaming requires you to have the Tesla premium subscription, which is, in my opinion, is 100% worth it. Because on top over here, you could go back and view some of your past recordings. So you can literally click on a video, here's the resolution, how that looks like, and you can select to download it directly to your phone, so you already have access to it without having to pop the flash drive out of the glove box. But the glove box footage is higher resolution than the cellular download version. In terms of police reports, this is a quicker method to get that video footage out and show it to the cop. But in the bottom here, you can enable Valet Mode, which allows you to create a custom PIN. So now Valet Mode is enabled. Next time when I drive the car or anybody has access to the key fob, the vehicle will be limited in terms of showing sensitive information on the display, as well as acceleration and all that good stuff. But where it says peripheral control, it's going to prompt you to create a pin code. So if we create one here, you can enable it. But by having this enabled, the vehicle is always going to be set to show mode, and the speed limit for this very quick car will be capped at 85 miles, no more. And if you disengage it and you go ahead and tap on those 3 little dots, here you could adjust the speed limit. You could reduce the acceleration if you like to set it to show mode, enable all the crucial safety features, and send a curfew notification on the car, which will allow the young driver who's operating your vehicle to know when curfew is about to start. Pretty awesome stuff. But if you like to limit the vehicle speed in general, you can always just enable it right here and just enter your PIN and then tap on the dots to adjust that speed without having peripheral control enabled on this car. And then for security purposes, if you like to create a PIN code that you have to enter each and every time you like to operate the vehicle, you can enable it right here. And now whenever you get in your car, you'll have to enter the PIN code. So not only do you need to have the Bluetooth reception off the phone, the key card, everything you got to do to drive the vehicle, even the remote start ability, you need to enter that PIN code and make sure you are an authorized user to drive the vehicle. And then down here, you have the ability to disable if you don't want this phone to be the key for the car. So I travel with 2 phones. Right now I'm using my secondary phone to record. That phone, I have the phone key disabled, which means the phone still has access to the car and stuff like that, but the wireless transmission that it gives out will not allow that phone to drive strictly off that phone. So if I leave that phone in the car, it's not going to remain unlocked, you know? So that's what that phone thing does. But if your phone is ever experiencing any bug issues, stuff like that, you do have this phone key best practice, which will allow you to basically walk you through the whole procedure and how to resolve any bugs without doing the last resort thing and unpairing your phone and repair it. So that's what that best Bluetooth key practice does. And then add key card, self-explanatory. You can actually add a key card from here as well if you have another physical card you like to enable. And Bluetooth audio setup, you could do in the instrument screen, but you can also set it up here as well. But this is self-explanatory, I feel like. Now with the Tesla app, you do have a somewhat custom profile. If you like to change the icon, the photo of your profile, you simply just press on it and long hold on your photo, and your photo library will pop up and you can choose your photo that you like to change that to. Now since we're on this page though, if you look on the very bottom, calendar sync, I highly recommend enabling this because this will synchronize like everything you have going on your phone's calendar to your vehicle calendar. And the way this could be beneficial, let's say for example you have a flight in San Francisco airport as an example. As soon as you get in your car, very similar to like Apple CarPlay with Siri suggestion, your car will actually suggest that route. So it's nifty and useful in those type of situations. Other nifty things you can do on this main page, if you ever have any concerns or questions, there is actually AI service abilities you could talk to. You see, by quickly going down to the service section right here with the little wrench icon, if you tap on the top one where it says ask questions, a Tesla Assist that's on the beta, but it's AI, you can literally ask it questions regarding any issues you have on your car. So if you're having trouble removing like your wheel or something like that with your wheel cover, you can literally ask Tesla AI on how to do certain tasks for you. Up here, if you're concerned about the battery health of your car, you can always check on it right here. It'll actually keep you updated if there's any issues. And lastly, if you're on Android or an iPhone, you always have access to widgets. So by simply long holding, tap edit and go into add widget, just type in Tesla. And depending on the type of Tesla products you have, here's where you can enable like the different widget styles you can monitor, from your home solar system to this longer portion widget page right here, which gives you quick access to those shortcuts that we added on the very bottom in the beginning of this video. So you can lock the car, control the horn, AC control, and all that good stuff from here. But other than that, there you guys have it. Those are all the cool things you could do on the Tesla mobile app. If you got some weird information out of this video, greatly appreciate it. If you could actually take 2 seconds and hit that like button and like. Those truly do help out the channel and continue to allow the channel to be primarily driven by you guys, the viewers, which is why you don't see sponsorship segments taking like a minute or 2 off your time. I'm also a viewer when it comes to viewing content on YouTube, and sometimes those 3-minute long segments are just unnecessary and kind of ruin the whole viewing experience, if you know what I mean. So big thank you to those who continue supporting the channel by just simply taking seconds to hit that like button and like. Other than that, if you wish to watch more, maybe you'd like to see my overview review on how it's like driving a Model Y 1 month later for my ownership experience, I cover that in this video over there in greater detail, including how much it cost me to drive it, as well as insure it with my car insurance. So I go in greater detail in that video over there. If you'd like to know how much everything costs, again, that video is right there and available. Thank you so much for watching.